poppin'? It's your boy Rio. This is my wife Cara, and we are back with another episode of Marriage Madness. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about, what's the topic? Women when they get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you lead this because as
or
men
when they don't pull their weight.
Alright.
No. So I thought that it would be a good conversation to have because we had a little spat this week. We haven't had a spat in a long time. And we had a little debate this week, argument, whatever you want to call it, about something that we know is very common in marriages and relationships, and we have come to a common ground about it. So now I'm comfortable talking about it, because we ain't gonna be beefing on camera.
Right.
But long story short, I'll just say, like, overall, I don't know how to put this. Whether we agree with it or not, gender roles do exist.
Right.
We try not to like make them prevalent in the relationship, but they just do exist. Like, my husband works and I am a full-time entrepreneur. However, I do have the kids full-time. I have a newborn, I have a toddler, I have a homeschooled grade school, and then I have a child that is going to school outside of the house. So I feel like I do a lot. Like, I'm responsible for a lot, and I do be needing help. Like, I do feel like I need help. Granted, he generally helps the best way that he can, because he does have to be at work. I mean, bills got to get paid. He does have to be at work. So, I mean, we can only balance as much as we can. But just to discuss what happened this week, my daughter had it's like a trunk or treat or something at her school where we had to run and pick up like her school supplies. They gave them school supplies, and then they had a gift bag for them, and stuff like that. So I knew about it, and she told him about it numerous times. She was under the impression that he was going to get it before he went to work, because when I say he does help, he does like try to help with, if there's things that he can do that I don't have to do prior to him going to work or getting off early or whatever he needs to do. He does try to do that. But just this typical day, I almost forgot that I had to run my daughter to her school. But in the midst of this, my son was out of school because he don't go to school on Fridays. I had the baby, I had Summer. So when I woke up, I seen my husband was going to work early. I kind of felt some kind of way, because I know, like, on a usual day, like, if he knows something is going on, he can stay home a little bit later, and I could run her by myself and come back, so I don't have to lug 4 or 5 different kids. That didn't happen. He left early. I asked him why. He said because he liked to get his work done. He was by himself that day. He liked to, get his work out the way early. Okay. So in the midst of that, me looking at the clock, it's like 8 o'clock. My daughter's thing started at 9:30. So I'm like, okay, I have to feed them because they hadn't been fed. I have to get everybody dressed. I have to, to the extent of being in the car, but it was cold outside. So I had to get everybody dressed, including the baby, feed the baby, make sure she was changed. So I did get a little frustrated because it seemed like it was just a lot at once, and I had to leave the house early, so I didn't have a lot of time. So in the midst of my frustration, I did text him, and I'm gonna look and see what I said, because I don't want to lie or try to make it seem like I was nicer than what he's gonna say I wasn't. So I texted him and I said, basically, I'm gonna look for someone to come here part-time to help. And he said, help, with the question mark. And I said, yes, help. And he said, okay, because I'm sure he knew at that point.
I didn't want to go back and forth about it.
I had attitude.
Yeah, I already know.
So I said, well, it's really not for you to take personal, but you can't help. And instead of complaining, I just need to find a solution. This is me, the frustrated me talking, but in an honest way, shall I say. And then I said, sometimes I really just want to move back home. And when I said that because, and that's not my first time saying it. I don't have help outside of my husband here. It's just us. So if I do need help, like my mom is back at home, and I know that I will have help with my mom. So when I don't have help and I feel overwhelmed, like that crosses my mind, and I do voice that. So he never responded after that.
I'm not going back and forth at that point, because it's been plenty of times where she said that, and I'm just, me being who I am, I don't get it. And when I say I don't get it, it's because these are your kids. You know the schedule. You know this child has an event this day, or this child has an event that day. If you know that ahead of time, you should plan accordingly. That's my thoughts. That may not be how she thinks about it. Maybe she thinks that if I have an event for one child, I can depend on my mom to handle the other kids.
It's not even that. It's just more so just, I'm overwhelmed at this point, and I feel like this ain't the first time. This ain't gonna be the last time. And in these cases where I get overwhelmed and I get frustrated and I get anxious because a lot is going on, if I had help, it would be easier.
And I kind of take, and every time she says, I wish I had help, I feel like it's a slap in my face.
But
because,
I feel like,
let me talk, because I do my best to make sure that everything in this house is taken care of, whether it's the kids, whether it's the schedules, whether it's her, it doesn't matter. I try my best to make sure that everything is handled accordingly. When these kids have doctor's appointments, I go to work late. Thank God I have the job that I have to where I can kind of maneuver and do my schedule as I want to. So when these kids have doctor's appointments, I take them to the doctor's appointments. Or if I don't take them to the doctor's appointments, I'll stay home until she gets back, and then I'll go to work.
So you can admit that is more so like the normal way. And when we don't do it that way, it can be overwhelming. Like just last year, you did a video and you had these kids by yourself, and wasn't nothing but for half a day. And you expressed how it was a lot and you thought it was easy. Now,
sure.
Fast forward a year and, later, it's like you forgot that having all these kids is overwhelming.
No, I didn't forget. When it comes to parenting and having kids, we have 4 kids in our house. You have to have an agenda. You have to have a breakdown of your day every single day. If you know this child has an event, you cannot wait until 9 o'clock to start getting these kids ready.
Okay.
And let's not act as if every morning before I go to work, mind you, I take my son to school every morning. I get up in the morning. I get these kids up in the morning. Me. I let her sleep. I don't bother her. I get my kids up, brush your teeth. I feed them breakfast. I make lunches. And then me and my son is out the door. My daughter is dressed and ready for school. All she got to do is wake up and make sure she's signing the class. Not once do I complain about any help, because I understand she have these kids all day. She's tired, so I let her get her rest. So when you say I don't have help, it's a slap in my face.
No, it's not.
It's a slap in the face. It's like,
and I feel like you saying that you're invalid. You're making my feelings less valid because you're making it about you. I can feel the way I feel, but because I say it and you don't like it, it's a slap in your face. That's not fair to me. Because
so if you say to me, I need more help, but I think I need more help from my mom because you can't provide it. What is that?
That's not what I'm saying. And you know that's not what I'm saying when I say that.
That's what it sounds like.
That's how you interpret it.
And that's how anyone would take it.
That is not how anyone would take it. It would be different if, in the event that you're not there to help, I'm assuming it's because you can't help. Like you don't have no choice.
I'm at work.
However, the reason why I was upset is because I felt like this you could have been a little bit more helpful with. Not taking away from the time that you do help. Why I say that is because I know myself. When it comes to, and you should know me enough to know by now, that even when it is something that is as simple as that, when I get flustered, because no, my time management skills is not good. You know, I'm working on that and I need to work on that. However, in the midst of me working on that, you know, I still have to maneuver around everyday life. I get anxiety when, one, I feel like I'm going to be late, or, you know, it's just a lot to do. It's one thing after another. Leia and Mari get dressed. I have to make sure Summer's straight. The baby had to be fed. The baby had to be changed. I had to get everybody ready. I had to lug everybody in the car. It was a lot. So in my mind, and I'm just going to be honest, when I text you and I asked you what made you go to work early, and you said, I like to, you know, get a head start. And I'm just like, I like to do a lot of stuff too. Like, that's, you know.
I understand that. But what she didn't know is my son goes to private school. So he's out of school every single Friday. They only go to school Monday through Thursday. With this COVID thing, my daughter goes to school from home. And lately she's been out of school every Friday. So basically every Friday I go to work early before anybody's even awake. I'm gone. She didn't know that. So this particular day she was up. And I just so happened to wake up at my normal time, get ready, and I was out the door early. She didn't know why. But eventually when we talked is when I told her, like, yo, I like to go to work early on Fridays. That way I get a head start on my work and I can possibly cut out early. She didn't know. So she didn't understand why I was going to work Friday. It wasn't to get away from having to partake in taking my daughter to the trunk or treat. That was not the case.
Okay, and that I can agree with, because when we talked, things were brought to light. But going deeper into my feelings, it's like, even like I try to do stuff to make stuff easier. Like I said, I created a family calendar on our phones just for me and him. So when I have stuff to do, I'll put that on there. When he has stuff to do, he should put that on there. When the kids have stuff, I should put that on there. But no, I didn't put my daughter's stuff on there. Why? Is because, and I probably should have mentioned it if it's bothered me before, but he doesn't even check the notifications. So half the time when I'm putting stuff in the calendar, he's getting notifications and he's blatantly ignoring them.
Not on purpose. I don't spend that much time on my phone.
So it's like, in the midst of like, it was just frustrating. I was just feeling like I can't do everything. I can't remember everything. I can't be everywhere without your help with all these kids. And that's what, and it could just be me being spoiled because you do help. It very well could be that, because, you know, you could have a job where you don't have it to be lenient. But in that case, I was frustrated and my communication was bad, because instead of me just being like, hey, I really wish you could have stayed because this is a lot or whatever, I was frustrated. So of course, when you frustrated, you say stuff, and maybe it's not as bad as I think it was, but he felt like it was offensive. So I say all that to say, when he ended up calling me and we talked, but we still didn't really come to an agreement because he was in his feelings and I was in my feelings. He was in his feelings because of what I said, and I was in my feelings because, one, I was running late, and two, it was just a lot to handle, and I feel like it was something that he could have helped with.
At that point, I'm trying to, when I make the phone call, all right, I got a minute. I need to get a better understanding of what's going on. Why are you overwhelmed? Like, what's going on? And that's when she explained everything. And I'm like, you gotta figure it out.
And that was a piss off. Because
I can understand it being a piss off, but it ain't nothing that you can do. Ain't nothing gonna change. We gonna sit up here and argue about it, or you just gonna figure it out. I'm 45 minutes away from the house. There's no way I'm about to come to the house and figure this out by the time that I have to be where I gotta be. So instead of her being angry and frustrated, I kind of feel like she just needed to take action. Like, take action.
I did.
Go into beast mode. Like, yo, I gotta take her to this event.
I did though, but that don't make my feelings any less valid because.
And I'm gonna be honest, it was early. The event was at 9:30. We probably was going back and forth about 8 o'clock. That's an hour and a half to get ready.
And it still felt like a lot because it's not just me. It's not just me and one kid. It's not just me and two kids. It's not just me and three kids. It's me and 4 kids.
2 of them can get themselves ready by themselves.
Of which still need to be oversaw.
Of which one you may have to just do something to their hair, throw a little ponytail in there. As the other, he can get himself ready. She can get herself ready. Even little Summer, she's 3. She can get herself ready too. Only thing that you really have to worry about is that baby.
The way you talk like it's just so easy.
So can you not wake up in the morning and tell every kid to go brush their teeth?
I can.
Can you not tell every kid in this house to go in their room and find you something to put on?
I can. The 3, yes.
Can you not tell every kid in this house to get a pair of shoes, put them on?
Yeah, I can.
That's 3 kids already ready.
But that's how you move. I oversee everything because
understandable. But
that's just how
in this
I
situation, if you are overwhelmed, you need them kids to help you out a little bit.
But I'm not conditioned to do that. And
you need them. You need to take control. I need y'all to help me out. We got a lot going on in a little bit of time. I need you to go in your room, get ready. I need you to go get ready. I need you to go get ready. We need to be out of this house 9:15. We pulling up. It's a trunk or treat, meaning you driving through. You ain't got to get out. So you ain't got to get all fresh to death in your new kicks and your new clothes. You just need to throw something on, wave to your teacher, get your treat bag. We out of here. That easy.
But
as a woman, I understand that she's not gonna move like that. She's gonna make sure that everybody has on an outfit that matches. Everybody's gonna have on shoes that matches. Everybody's hair is gonna be done. Understandable. But in some cases, if you running late and you wanna be on time, yo, throw them sweats on and that t-shirt on and get your Yeezy slides. And we gonna ride through here, get your bag, and we coming back to the house.
That I get. And if my mind thought like that, it would have been that easy. But my mind don't think like that when I get flustered. And you should know that by now. My thing is, you should know your wife by now to not just say it should be that easy when you know.
I 100% know you. 100%. So I know when she send me that text, when I call, it's not gonna be sweet. I already know. It's gonna be a back and forth. I'm already prepared for it. So I'm not as aggressive on the phone. Am I? I'm not aggressive on the phone. I'm more so trying to figure it out. Like, yo, what's up? You good? Cause I don't like to hear, I just want to go home. That triggers me bad. Because it makes me feel like I'm not doing my part. And I be like, I'm doing everything that I can to make sure that everything in this house flows. And when she says that to me, I'm triggered. How y'all say it? Triggered. Like, I'm triggered. Like, it's bothersome almost. It's like, what am I? It makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong when I'm trying to do everything in my power to do everything right when it comes to my family, for sure. So that's what I don't understand. Or that's what I didn't understand, and I was trying to get an understanding of what's going on. Why are you overwhelmed today?
So that's the basis of it. And after we didn't talk. So after we got off the phone, it wasn't like a horrible energy, but it was tension. Like
it was. I'm not talking to you until I get home. For me.
And I wasn't talking to him when he got home because I was upset.
She thought she wasn't talking to me when I came to them doors.
So it worked out. Like, all in all, it worked out. And in all honesty, I could have called him and kind of apologized. Right here's in my face. Because after I got home, it was like, okay, we made it through. It wasn't that bad. You know, she wasn't late. She didn't miss anything. Because that was my worry. With me, I was like, I'm not taking these kids out the house. And then I have to go get them some food because I didn't feed them. Because I'm trying to, he want me to work on my spending with the outside food and stuff. So I was trying not to do that. Okay, I'm going to feed them. Make them some pancakes, sausages. They sit down and eat. I gotta feed this baby. But I'm looking at the clock. It's kind of like almost like a test, and them clocks that tick. That's how my body feel when things gotta be done and I feel like I don't have enough time. So when I got home, I realized, and I did, think about the things that he said before he even said it. Like, he do help a lot of the time, like with the doctor's appointments and stuff. Like, more so was me just being spoiled. However, in that moment, how I felt was valid at the time. So I feel like where I went wrong in that case is the communication. Like, I could have communicated a lot more reasonably, where we could have had a reasonable conversation. Because at the end of the day, like he said, nothing could change about the fact that it just had to get done. So on my part, like, I feel like, I could have communicated different. Do you feel like anything different in that?
For sure.
I
always
smiling, cause
I always, for me, I always want to get an understanding of, let me calm the situation. I want to, what's going on? What's bothering you? And I try to give a solution. So going forward, I feel like I'm not aggressive at all when it comes to her. So I kind of feel like it just needs to be...
Lately, you have been.
I'm never aggressive when it comes to her. But I just feel like it should be... The communication just has to be there. I have to know. If I know that there's something going on the day before, I'm about to go to work early or something like that, I think this wouldn't even be an issue.
Right, but then, like I was trying to explain, I wanted to mention this too, because this happens, which you don't get, and which I feel like you should get. Yet, we're in a marriage to where my husband communicates with me wholeheartedly, like what he wants to do before he do it, barbershop appointments, all of that. However, he knows that he can wake up one day and be like, I ain't feeling myself. I need to get my hair cut or whatever. See if his barber got an appointment. And though he's running it by me, he know in the back of his mind that there's really no spat about you going, because I'm going to, what else am I doing? I'm always here with the kids. So, babe, I'm going to go get my hair cut before work or after work. And granted, he does pick, like, times where it's convenient. Like, he'll get up earlier and go before work at 6 a.m. Or he'll go he'll get off early and go after work at like 4 o'clock and, still try to be home at a reason. So he does schedule in a reasonable way. But what I was explaining to him when I was frustrated, because I was like, it's just not just this. I'm like, when it comes to doctor's appointments, when it comes to this, when it comes to that, when I want to get my nails done, when I want to get my hair done, if I needed time away, it's never I'm going to schedule this and just run it by you because I know that it's almost like, babe, can you take off this day? And if you can't, I'm just asked out. I was trying to explain to him our conversations are different when it comes to self-care and doing things, because you know that you can come to me and say, hey, I want to do this, or after work or before work or whatever the case may be, or this day. And at the end of the day, it's like, all right, like what am I gonna say? Like, what am I gonna do? I'm still here. But for me, I have to run it by you. It has to be scheduled in advance. I can't wake up tomorrow and be so overwhelmed that like I was overwhelmed, but in all honesty, my nails wasn't done, my hair wasn't done. I wasn't, you know what I mean? Like I was feeling like I wasn't maintaining myself. So that on top of being overwhelmed kind of is what added to it. I can't wake up and say, oh, I'm feeling overwhelmed today. Let me schedule some self-care stuff, because I cannot do that. Like I have to make sure it coincides with your schedule. I have to get that yes. You always gonna get the yes from me because I'm always here. So that's why I was trying to explain to you, like when it comes to me scheduling things or doing things, even when it comes to regarding the kids, not even just my self-care stuff, I do have to run it by you as if it's okay, or if it fits your schedule to even get help. If it doesn't fit your schedule, then I can't get help.
Okay, I understand that.
But when I was talking to you and telling you that, you didn't understand.
You didn't say it, and you didn't say this at all, though.
Because we didn't talk on the phone long. And I did say it. You just kept saying, actually, I did say it. You kept saying that it was a slap in the face to say whatever. And I said, you making it about you and it's not about you. And you was like, it is about me. And then we didn't talk about it anymore because you couldn't get past the slap in the face and about your feelings. And I was telling you, it's not about your feelings, it's about the facts. And that's the thing for me. Like, all I want him to do is, I need to work on how I respond when I'm frustrated, but understand my frustration. And that's what I said. You don't have to agree, but I just want you to acknowledge that you know that it can get frustrating, because I don't have as much leeway as you have. So when I do get overwhelmed and stuff like that, I don't have the leeway to be like, I got, you can't take off. So I didn't have the leeway to have somebody else help me or whatever the case may be, because I was overwhelmed. You always got that leeway. If you get overwhelmed, I'm always going to be here. So it's just different. It's different. And it's something that I understand that.
I definitely encourage you to do stuff.
You do.
I'm like, yo, just go to Target and walk around. Go get your nails done. Go hang out with your friends. Yes, I work. We run businesses at the same time. I work. I come home. I'm always encouraging her, like, yo, go somewhere. You need a break. I even tell her, like, yo, with your day, put a break in your day. You doing this, that, you doing breakfast, you doing lunch, you doing schoolwork in between, you doing bottles, you doing diapers changing. Put in that schedule, break. Send each kid in a room, and you just need a break. When I get home, I take over. I'm working 10, 12-hour shifts. I get home, I take over. I'm still working. I'm on my feet all day. I come home, I'm still on my feet. She's cooked for the kids. She's made lunch for the kids. Dishes in the sink. I take care of all of that. In the midst of that, I still tell her, like, yo, leave out. Go to Target. Go get your nails done. Go hang out with your friends. Go have a drink or something. I get it. The times we in, COVID, she don't want to really be out like that. But you need that fresh air. Why? Because I understand that you've been in the house with these kids all week. And since COVID, she hasn't bust a move. Like, we literally been here in the crib, or we go get ice cream or something, and we back in the crib. We ain't taking no vacations. We haven't done none of that. She needs her breaks, and I encourage her all the time. Go have some free time. Go get some fresh air. She doesn't want to do it. She just wants to be here. So you're often going to feel overwhelmed because you're always here dealing with the same thing every single day. So moving forward, what you need to do is listen to me. When I tell you to go take a break, go get you some fresh air. And what I need to do is listen to you. I just need to understand that this shit ain't easy. As a man, I think that this is easy. I feel like taking care of these kids, being home every day, I can do this every day. But I'm not her, so I can't really you crying?
No.
Oh. No. But nah, as a man, I don't understand what she goes through on a daily, how it affects her mind, how it affects her body, how it affects just her day-to-day movement. Like, that's what I have to get a better understanding of. Because me just being a man, I can just A, B, C, D. I'm gonna break this down to make it real easy. I just have to understand that it's not the same when it comes to her.
So, in the beginning of the vlog, we talked about me being overwhelmed and me feeling like he didn't hold his weight, which wasn't true at all. Like, I was just, frustrated and overwhelmed. And ultimately, we can eliminate the rah-rah with better
communication.
Exactly. So I say that to say, in relationships, like, we did a Bible plan today, and it was just talking about like your intentions in your marriage and stuff like that. And like, he's never told me, I mean, he'll get upset and like say what he feel, but he's never said that, like he said on camera, that me saying I wish I moved home or I wish we lived home was a trigger for him. Now that I know that that's a trigger, regardless of how I feel, I should not say that. Because being intentional in a marriage is making decisions and your actions for the better of the entire marriage, not just for you, not just for the other person. So I know, and that's probably what kind of led us how we got there in the first place, is because of what I said. Probably triggered him. His energy was off, so he didn't call me trying to be nice like he normally do, and I was already ticked off. But had I known that, I would have eliminated that, and maybe it would have made for better communication.
Right.
But that, and then just being open-minded, because like I said, to some people, like, I know a lot of people do this mommy stuff with their eyes closed with no help and stuff like that, and they're probably thinking like, oh, that's not a big deal. But you have to understand every person is different, and like, my anxiety and my frustration and my flustering, it does take over, even in the simplest things. So I'm just trying to navigate through that, and I have to have the perfect partner to help me do that. But we still do have our times where it's just tough.
I agree.
So I hope that this conversation was useful to you guys out there that's in relationships or marriages, because nobody's perfect and you're gonna deal with different things. But it's almost like I see it as tests. You know how you, like in life, when they say you go through these tests and you pass these tests or whatever, then you shouldn't, I won't say you shouldn't fail them again, but you should work very hard to not have to deal with it again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in any of these disagreements and stuff that we have, it makes us stronger, because now I know how I want to and what my intention is going to be on how I do communicate with you, even when I'm emotional about it. And I'm sure, you know, you always say you try to understand, but I'm sure, like, if you think about our last arguments and stuff, you'll think a different way. So I don't want to go through that again. So,
right.
But that was our TED Talk for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. We will be back every Monday with a new topic, maybe some pranks, maybe some, you know, lighten the mood. It don't always have to be serious, but some stuff does need to be discussed, like this, I think. But yeah, if you have not, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We will be back to back with videos moving forward, because we are committed to vlogging every week and every Monday. I haven't decided the time, so that's why you got to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Anything else?
Thank you guys for watching. My name's Rio. This is my wife, Cara. God is the greatest. We love y'all. Peace.